What's going on, everybody? My name is Seth and you're watching 252 Squad. And before this video gets started, I just want to say we're finally going to start uploading more and more Turbo CG Accord content, J32 turbo car, 500 wheel horsepower. You already know the deal. Finally going to upload more of that just because I've got enough footage saved and recorded already to where I can consistently roll out footage. So that's why you haven't seen any on the channel, really and truthfully. And now that we're actually going to be able to upload more, I got more for you. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started on the video, ripping the garage apart and getting it all straight for pulling the engine out of the CL Type S and going through the full parts list of what I currently have for the Turbo Honda build. So thank you for watching and hope you enjoy. So first step for today's video is actually cleaning out my parents' garage because it is full of stuff. And first, we had to fix my dad's truck. That took 2 weekends of working on it. We finally got it, I guess, fixed. Now we're getting ready to start loading stuff up. So let's get to a time lapse to clean out this garage. So we've definitely made a lot of progress here in the garage so far. Got a lot of stuff outside of the garage done too. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes, but it's looking pretty good in here. So you really can't see on camera, but this cabinet over here, I'm gonna put a bunch of fluids and supplies and stuff like the oil and everything like that for the car. It's gonna go in here. Some parts are gonna go down there. A lot more stuff to clean up on this side. The J30 and the other 6-speed sitting here. Gonna move a weight bench out, and then we're moving in this massive toolbox over here. That is going to go into that corner, and I've already been starting organizing a bunch of tools for the toolbox. So yeah, pretty big Harbor Freight toolbox here that we're going to be working out of. Got a bunch of just stuff in it already, and this is barely any of the tools actually going to be used for building the car. I'm actually thinking about getting a welder and everything too to put in there. I got an air compressor in that shed, and then a few other things in that shed, and we're cleaning all of this out to go into here and to here. So we can go ahead and start working on that right there. So it's been a good little while since that last clip was filmed, and we haven't really done too terribly much as far as in the garage has been. We actually did get the box in, but nothing really else. We still got to do a lot of cleaning. Got to get the engine to where it needs to be to get the car in here. But hopefully we'll get that done, as well as get the parts from that car in here, and then I'll go through all the parts. But without further ado, let's get back to it. So we made a lot of progress off the camera. A lot of the stuff's actually been cleaned out. Getting ready to actually move the spare J30 and 6-speed over to that corner over there. And then other than that, there's a few little things we got to clean up as soon as the pickup truck gets back so we can haul stuff to the dump. And then pretty much it'll all be cleaned out. All right, so as you can see, pretty much everything has been cleared out of the garage. I didn't want to bore y'all with so much time lapse of the garage stuff because I know you're probably here just to see the parts. But here's everything cleaned out of the garage. Got a few little things we're going to do to it before I get the car in and the parts in. We'll see that right now. All right, so the last thing we got before actually getting the parts in is some work lights. I'm just gonna go ahead and set them up in here. That way they're already ready. And then we're gonna go ahead and get parts in. So let's get to that. So it's definitely not hard to see that these lights are very, very bright. Got the small one over there, big one right here, and they really light up the whole garage area pretty well. I also want to put an LED bulb up there. This is all just so y'all can see a little bit better as the process of building the car goes. But hopefully going to get all this lighting through here situated. These are halogens. That's the halogen. I may look at getting LED bulbs for these if it does not look that good on camera. But that's the main point of these, and they end up lighting this whole area up very, very well. So let's get to getting parts in. So I went ahead and got most of the stuff out of the car. I just still have some wheels and a few other little things. All the stuff that goes on the car, like the headlamp bezels and all and everything that goes down there, I left in the car, like the battery tray and all that stuff. So that's there. And then we come to the back of my dad's Duramax. It is quite literally full of parts. There's stuff everywhere, even stuff inside of the truck. I'm going to go ahead and get it all in the garage, and then I'm going to go through a full breakdown of pretty much everything that I have here. Alrighty, guys. So I got everything out of the truck. As you can see, there's nothing back here. And it's all right down here. And so let me talk about what I have here. As you can see, there is a massive pile of stuff. And we're going to start with what's at the front. So we have some Yanaka coilovers. There's actually, the front ones are on the car already. The rear ones are right here. I haven't got those on. And then we got this eBay Turbo Ching Chong Spinny Boy thingy here. Don't know if I'm actually going to use that or upgrade to a different turbo. Just depends on where the budget's looking like towards the end. We got some 500 horsepower axles right here. I don't actually remember the brand, but I will find them, and I probably will put them in the description down below. We got some OBX silicone radiator hoses there. Got a bunch of silicone hoses for the intercooler kit, clamps, full intercooler kit as far as piping goes. We got a steering wheel, strut bar, but I don't think that's going to fit with the intake manifold. It's going to be a J35 intake manifold, which is somewhere over there. I think it's that one, possibly. And then we got headlights. These are halo headlights. Some intakes for the NA setup, probably going to be on my original CG. And then we've also got the headers that the previous owner already heat wrapped for me, so that's pretty nice. Other than that, we got a blow-off valve in here and some few little lines and hoses and stuff, nothing too terribly major. Some gaskets for the turbo kit, J30 intake manifold, a few ECUs. There's a bunch more. There's even more stuff over in that corner with the other J30 and 6-speed. We also have a upgraded radiator, full aluminum radiator with upgraded fans and everything there. We got an intercooler over here, which I probably won't using, just because the way that the style of intercooler piping is going to be on the J series. It is going to need to be an in and then an out at the top, or vice versa, whichever way it works. But right now, this one is a complete pass-through, which means that I'm going to have to change that. Now, moving on to over here, this is the full turbocharger kit I have right here. This is all the piping for it. There is the downpipe here. There is the J pipe coming from the headers to the J right here. And then there's a few more pipes, like this is the pipe that goes to the turbo right there. And then another pipe that goes from the J up to the turbo. We have innovative mounts with poly bushings sitting over here for the V6 6-speed setup. Those the previous owner got as well. Pretty much everything here the previous owner had when I bought everything. So this is just a big parts list of just all the stuff that I have right here. So like I said the last video, this is a J30 and another 6-speed. This isn't what we're going to be using quite yet. I may end up getting this 6-speed built. I don't know yet. I don't really know what the power levels that I'm really planning on for. Everything that I have here should be good for about 350, 400 wheel horsepower. Might be where I start off with, and then maybe go to a built transmission. Then I have the J30 that's spare. Maybe I'd spare J32A2 as well. But we also got a whole bunch of parts and bolts and hardware here. A whole nother bin of parts down there, and even more parts that I've got over here in the toolbox already, if I can find the right drawer. P2R thermal gaskets, P2R intake, plenum spacer, stainless steel front braided brake lines for the big brake kit that's on it, then a bunch of gaskets in there. So there's a bunch of parts. I'm going to try to tag as much as I can down in the description of the video, just because there is so much. And like I said, I didn't purchase any of this. This came with the car, so I don't exactly know what all this stuff is. Like, I don't know about the steering wheel or the headlights. Sure, I could probably find some. There's a bunch of stuff in this box I haven't even talked about. There's a cluster here that has gauge pods in it. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff. There's even more stuff still in the car out there that just I wanted to leave at the car. But there's just so much stuff here, as well as the CL that I'm getting ready to pull in and go ahead and get ready to start pulling the engine out. So if you enjoy this video and the other parts of the series, make sure to stay around. So guys, that's going to be about all for today's video. If you did like talking about the parts and getting the garage all cleaned out, and you want to see the CL coming in and getting the J32A2 and the 6-speed ripped out of it, as well as the wiring harness and everything else, to go ahead and do a Turbo 6.6 Accord that's back there somewhere, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace out.